Hello, my name is Asha, and this is Asha Reviews Movies and TV. Today we're going to be reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, well, TMNT, the movie. This movie was made in 2007. Before we get started, I'd just like to say, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and check out my other social medias, which will be linked down below. Follow me on Letterboxd for daily reviews. And pretty much put it on there as soon as I watch the film, depending on what time it is, really. Yeah. I've got 3 reviews to do today because I'm a little bit behind because I've had loads of exams and stuff in school, so I've got some catching up to do. Let's get straight to it. It's currently the 20th of the 11th, 2025, November 2025. So, TMNT. The cast of this movie is Chris Evans, Sarah Michelle Gellar, who we've talked about on the channel before, Michael Wakefield, and James Arnold Taylor. Chris Evans, you may know from What's Your Number, or The Perfect Score. Sarah Michelle Gellar, you may know from Ready or Not, or Possession. Michael Wakefield, you may know from Dogfight, Best Man. And James Arnold Taylor, you may know from Ratchet and Clank and Robo-Dog. He mostly does voice work, as a lot of these actors do these days. Chris Evans plays Casey, Sarah Michelle Gellar plays April, Michael Wakefield plays Donatello, and James Arnold Taylor plays Leonardo. The director of this movie was Kevin Monroe. The writer was Kevin Monroe, Peter Layard, let's just say Layard for now, and Kevin Eastman. The IMDb for this rating for this movie was a 6.2 out of 10, and my rating for this movie was a 6.5 out of 10. So not too above, not too below, you know. This is a computer animation, martial arts, superhero adventure comedy film, available on Prime Video only. Another reason why you should be collecting physical media. Rated PG, and it was made in 2007. When the world is threatened by an ancient evil, the Ninja Turtles must reunite to overcome their faults in order to stand against it. This film was so nostalgic, I don't even know why. I've only watched it twice. Really good animation and voice acting. I felt Chris Evans and Michael Wakefield both did a great job. Really action-packed, however, I felt that the storyline was a bit off. I would have liked to see Shredder in this film a little bit. I would have liked to see maybe Shredder and the Turtles team up to kind of save their home. So let's talk about that for a bit. It's cold. So yeah, this is unlike other Ninja Turtle films. Other than this, I think all the other Ninja Turtle films, to be honest, have been focused on their main villain, which is Shredder, and the Foot Clan, and maybe Bulk, and sorry about that, I just had to go and do something quick. As I said, most of the other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles films focus on that. I do like that they have a different villain in this film because, you know, having the same villain in every film is kind of boring. But if you think about it, really, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, if you think about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and you think about a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villain, you always think about Shredder and the Foot Clan. That's why it was great to see that the Foot Clan was in this, but I thought maybe we could have a team up between the Turtles and Shredder, which would be amazing in this film. Obviously, this film focuses on brotherhood and friendship between these turtles, which I think, you know, for children especially, is really great lesson to be taught, especially in this type of movie, because, you know, children, even me, I love action-packed animation, superhero movies, and the way to teach brotherhood really is through film and through speech. So this does a bit of both. You can see where Leonardo takes Raphael takes charge at some point because Leonardo gets kidnapped, and you can see how they actually overcome their differences as a family and as a brotherhood. They overcome their differences to rescue Leonardo, which is really a great lesson, especially for younger children and a younger audience. If you are an adult and you want to watch Ninja Turtles, I'm not saying this is not the film for you, but it's not really drawn towards adults, to be honest. There are a few good action-packed scenes in there. Leonardo does a lot of good swordsmanship, and Raphael, you know, he's got his signature anger. Michelangelo doesn't play as much of a big role in this film, which I'm really, you know, a bit annoyed about, because I like Michelangelo as a character, and he's my favourite turtle. I thought, you know, he was underused in this film a bit. I think it focused, to be honest, on more Leonardo and Raphael. I felt Casey and April, again, they weren't used as much. Casey was used more than April, but still didn't get used nearly enough in this film, because obviously it was an animation film. Compared to the live action films, who we have Megan Fox and Stephen Amell playing these characters, you know, you can tell that they get used a lot more in them films, and plus, them films are normally longer in length. They're about an hour and a half to 2 hours each. This film was about 73 minutes, if I remember correctly. So it wasn't. They weren't nearly used nearly enough. But still, great directing as well by Kevin Monroe, and obviously great writers. And yeah, I did enjoy this video, Yeah, I enjoyed making this video, and I enjoyed watching this film. I think I watched it Monday night, was it? No, Sunday night it was. Saturday night, sorry. Yeah, I watched this film. So, you know, and I can still remember the film, which means, you know, I can still remember nearly every single scene from the film. That's how you know a film will stick with you, is if after a while you can still remember the film. That's how you know it's a good film. So if you do like, if you would do me a favour, don't forget to comment down below. You can either comment out of the shells or turtles for a shout out in the next video. Thank you all for watching. Again, I'm going to probably put stats up either towards the start of the video or the end of the video. Make sure you, we're trying to increase them stats. We're at 94 subscribers. Let's try and get to 100 by the end of the year. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.